again. Hi,
No.
my name is Jerry, and welcome to, I guess you could call it Jerry Daddy's Kitchen, since most people talk about what Mom used to make. For my particular family, I'm the one that did the cooking. Matter of fact, I spent my whole life around cooking. However, I am not a chef. I am a cook, like 40 years worth. I consider myself more of a food engineer than a cook, and things that I have fun with. This video is sort of directed to those out there of the fast food generation that think a 4-course meal is hamburger, fries, soda, and a Twinkie. So my goal here and challenge is to make something out of nothing. Use basic things that comes out of a box or a can, and try to make something that's yummy and filling and fun food, I guess you could say. Yummy for the tummy. My goal here is not to make you a gourmet cook. And so what I'm going to do this morning to start with is give you a little quick recipe or how to build a unique breakfast omelet. But this is based on a German pancake, which this is not a German pancake, and I don't know what to call it other than that's how we start with it. And it's quite simple. You need a basic grater, new potato. You don't need much. You need 2. And you just, pretty simple. You're just going to grate it up like you're going to make hash browns, and try to keep your fingers out of it because it gets yucky with blood in there. So, oops. Trick here is to not get your fingers in it and try to keep it on the table instead of the floor, which I've been known to be a very sloppy cook, but I've always thought that was something that was a sign of a good cook. You get half of it on the floor instead of the pan where it's supposed to go. Now my mom and my dad had a motel, restaurant, and bar, so I grew up in that environment. So by the time I was 12 years old, I more or less was on my own in the kitchen. Being the last of 5 kids, it's sort of you do it your damn self or you're going to go hungry. So the trick here is to do something fun. Now, one of the things you don't have, I want you to forget, don't forget to feed the worms, because with a mulch pile. There you go. I get rid of this. I usually, even though it's been worked in hash browns, I like to cut it up a little finer, just so it's not so stringy. All right, so we got most of it in there. That's a start in the right direction. By the way, the kitchen you're looking at behind me, this house is under construction. You'll notice there's no shelves, there's no cabinets. I probably should have said welcome to Jerry's chuck wagon, because we're sort of glamping. So basically we got some potatoes going on. I pre-cut some green onions to give a little color, give it a little taste. Let's throw that in there. I also pre-cooked some bacon. Now in Europe, they use meat as a seasoning. In the United States, it's sort of the main course. So you don't need a hell of a lot of bacon, but it's going to give it a little zing. So there we go. So basically not much to it. We're going to put in 3 eggs. There's really no way you can make this, or it's not designed to make for 1. The good thing about it, if you don't eat it all the first time around, it's very microwave friendly. It's a little yummy the next day. So there we go. All we're doing is taking potato, bacon, and egg. Now let's fire this thing up. Now, one of the cooking, we'll call it tricks or knacks, is that you want to put cold oil in a hot pan. This kind of helps it keeps from sticking, and also you need a hot pan to start cooking, so it sears things, it keeps the flavor and everything going. So there we go. A little bit more mix. Let's do a little salt and pepper. I like to use the sea salt. Don't need a lot. You can add more if you want to after the fact. much. Don't have to use pepper if you don't want to. Now you can, there's no rules to this. If you like, you can add sausage, you could add ham, you could add nothing in the way of a protein and just go with the egg and potato. It's quite good. Now this particular pan, I fried the bacon in and I've left a little of the bacon oil in it. It's a handy tool to have. It's a heat tolerant spatula. So basically let's throw this bad boy in here. Get a little sizzle going on. Now what you got going on is kind of a pancake. This is, if you ever made quiche, this is along the line of making quiche, except you're not doing 3 different kinds of eggs, cheeses, but we're using potato as your base, your egg as your binder. There we go, we're set there. The other little knack for serving food is you don't want to serve hot food on a cold plate. So you could put this plate in a microwave. In this particular case, I just put it on the stove, which probably spooks a few people, but you only need to leave it on there about 30-45 seconds, and you have a nice toasty plate to serve food. So if you're not much on flipping pans, what you can do is bring it over to the sink. That way if you miss, you can catch it, but that's just part of it. There we go. So as you can see, it's starting to brown up pretty good. Almost looks like some hash browns. Now we're going to get the other side. Trust me, this is a carb bomb. If you're a type of person who likes to go work out with weights or a jogger, this is what you want to do the night before or the morning before. This will give you energy all the way up into the late afternoon. Now what you're going to do, that's still sitting there. We're going to top it with a little cheese. Now here if you really want to do a little more foo-foo, you could slice up avocado and make a little avocado ring on it. Cut up chives if you want and run around it. One of the secret sauces that we use, it's a pineapple infusion with hot sauce, habanero, which really is not that hot, but it really puts a little zing. Oops. Don't need to drown it. Just a little taste on it. Oh, you're looking good. You tell it's getting done the way it slides around. Now let's bring it over here and cut it. There you go, Neil. You get to try it.
Full. Yeah, it's really getting nice.
That's, it is such a comfort food.